Hello everyone. You might be wondering why we're on the base map. Well, I'll tell you. We're doing a what if made an empire, and the country today is France. Why France specifically, I don't really know, but I have a few friends who are French, so like, why not? Anyways, before I start, like, the EAF won't exist, the Arab League won't exist, CSTO won't exist, and NATO won't exist, because France is in NATO and entirely surrounded by NATO. Well, I guess not these two and not Monaco, but Monaco's not even on this map. They are this dot, and now this dot is red. Anyways, let's just get on with the scenario. First thing they're going to do is invade their, I'm assuming their weakest neighbor, with the exception of Monaco, Andorra. And you know, no, I'm not even going to color it in. They are just instantly just dead. And now this annoys the Spanish. Because I'm not completely sure, but I believe Andorra is run by the French and the Spanish. I'm not sure though. Anyways, next thing that they're gonna do, speaking of the Spanish, it's not them. It's the Swiss. Why the Swiss? Why not? My brush is currently on 262. It's now less than 262. Anyways, yeah, like they just quite quickly get overrun. And in a peace treaty, we just see full annexation. Goodbye, Switzerland. Switzerland? Goodbye, Switzerland. Second country they're going after. Not even going to colour it in. Luxembourg would die. Anyways, third country they're going after. Now this will actually be a bit of a fight. Because they're going to have an ally. It's the British. I'm kidding. It's the Belgians. But I kid you not, literally like a day after troops roll in, like they're not gonna surrender. So they're gonna get an ally, the Dutch. Yep. Even if like these two are still a lot weaker than the French, they're still gonna try. But trying to speed up because Belgium's dead, and now you're getting steamrolled, and now they're all dead. And in a peace treaty, we see full annexation. Now they're looking like Napoleonic France, and Germany is probably shitting their pants, shitting their pants. Where they're going next? I'm glad you asked, because this is going to be surprising. They're going to go. Yeah, they're invading Slovenia. And if you guess why, you're actually kind of smart. Yeah, Slovenia had like no military, I don't think. I'm not actually sure what their military is. So either way, they're now French. But now they're gonna be invading Austria. This isn't the reason why they invaded Slovenia, although it's not the main reason, but it is one of the reasons because like Alpines are here, so you can't get past there. Anyways, the French slowly begin walking into the Alpines, but the Slovenian French begin just pushing up. Eventually, Vienna gets taken as well as the rest. Just say goodbye to Austria and say hello to New Slovenia. I don't know. Anyways, because these borders look horrendous, want to know who they're going after next? I'm not joking. I'm not joking this time. They're going after Hungary. You might be thinking, Annie, why are they going after Austria? They have a plan, and it will be shown through the next like 2 minutes. Hungary begins getting pushed, and the capital, I think, is Budapest. It's either their capital or Romania's capital. I don't remember what country is Budapest. Either way, the capital's taken and they're dead. Bing, bat, boom, bang, bing, bang. Anyways, the next two countries, they invade at the same time. These two. Let me get the right color. Okay, I got the right color. Austro-Hungarian troops begin pushing in. Eventually, Belgrade gets captured, and we see a landing take over all of Montenegro. Ooh, that's like perfect. And then we see the Kosovans. I don't actually know what people from Kosovo are called. But they get in just like to secure their independence. And then like actually no, I don't think they could do like this well. Let's say they did this. Here you go, Kosovo. And in a treaty, you are not gonna believe what happens. And I'm gonna stall for a bit while I say it, so you can have some thinking time. What do you think is going to happen? I can guarantee that you're probably wrong. Puppet state. Yeah. Well, not a complete puppet state. Well, wait, no. I do mean a complete puppet state, but not with these exact borders. They take this little strip and put it into France like proper. And you might be thinking, why? Oh, just so that France can have some more access to the sea. But now their plan is complete. Oh, let me just get rid of this border and then it'll be complete. Bam. Now their plan is complete. You might be thinking, Annie, these borders are horrible. Are you on not good stuff? The not good stuff is my mental health. But now it's time to show what their plan was. They declare war on Croatia and Bosnia, and both of these countries have a not so good military. So they just like get steamrolled. And in a treaty, Croatia gets annexed, as well as a majority of Bosnia. And if I can stall for long enough while I chat, I can then draw in a good looking border. Sorry, I had to breathe for a sec. I can then do this, bang, and then I can just like increase the border, no, the pen size, and then bang, and then bang, and then bang, 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 bang. I can get rid of this as well, and then like, yee. Yeah, essentially we just see like full annexation except here, which gets made into a puppet state. But we see the next war happen, which is something that they didn't. But we can see two things happen. First of all, they invade the Germanics and the Italians, as well as the Iberians. But then the second thing is something that they didn't expect to happen. A coalition gets made against them, being Poland, Czechoslovakia, Romania, and the UK. Now, I'd say that like they aren't immediately going to join the war, but they could most likely defeat the French. Could possibly defeat them, but they aren't going to join just yet. Let me just get a good. Okay, that's a good brush size. We do first, instead of a French victory, it's a blue victory where we see them get split in half, as well as German troops going here. Dear Lord, how many times have you done that? But then, uh-oh, French troops are here. Uh-oh, you're out of our territory. Uh-oh, why are we down here? Oh, I see. Yeah, they take these islands as well as, like, they just steamroll Iberia. They managed to take Sardinia as well as Sicily. A Napoleon revolt happens in the south. And just, it's just going horrible. Like, these guys are a top 10 power, like, France, I believe, is now, like, a top 5. And, like, they have, like, almost all of the old Austro-Hungarian Empire. So, like, that's pretty strong. They also have the Benelux. They have Serbia. They have They just have a lot of land. And eventually, like, these guys fall, and now it's up to Germany. But eventually, they just get, like, encircled and, like, yeah. And in a peace treaty, which is, I swear on my life, it's going to be different, we see it look like this, where France essentially just dominates Europe. Why? Because look what they get. They get this area down here. They get more of like industrialized Germany, including, I believe, Hamburg. They gain up here. Wait, no, I think this is where Hamburg is. Either way, they take Hamburg, I think. They take northern Italy. I forgot whether it's the north or the south that's extremely agricultural. I think it's the south, because the south is where the mafia is, and I think, yeah. Also, they just say bye to Monaco. Yeah, that's the annexations done. Over here in Iberia, we see Catalonia get released. We see Galicia get released, as well as Andalusia. Now Spain and Portugal are on the brink of collapse. So they unite, but that just makes it worse. So French people begin coming to like quote unquote help, and well, that doesn't really help, and now they're just like a forced ally, as well as these guys, but these guys wanted to be allies, as well as Catalonia, Andalusia, and Galicia, for God's sake. As well as Bavaria. So you can see the French. This is essentially just Napoleonic France, but on crack. But one last thing to end this video off, which is probably going to at least get it to at least, I'd say, like, longer than 15 minutes. We see this alliance declare war on the French. And now this happened just after the peace treaty. Like, a UK diplomat, a Czechian, a Slovakian, a Polish, and a Romanian diplomat all come in and say, we're declaring war on you. And then just skedaddle out of the place where the peace treaty took place. So, and these guys have been mobilizing ever since they made the coalition. So they're going to get the jump on France. We see a landing get made over here in the Netherlands, as well as one up here in the Netherlands, as well as one up here in the Germans, as well as one here in Brittany. It's time for D-Day. Wait, no, the sequel, E-Day. Eventually, this leads to more of the country getting captured, as well as pushes from Polish, Czechoslovakian, and Romanian forces. And not just that, like, there are also forces going into their ally. But that was all stupid. Because the French are now mobilized. They get kicked out of Austria as well as a majority of Hungary. They don't get kicked out of Serbia at all, though. They get fully kicked out of Bavaria. And now with Andalusian, Iberian, Catalanic, Galician, and Napoleon troops all coming up, I don't even think I have to say it. Like, what the? Like, they get. Did I somehow? Oh my god, the water is the exact same color as this. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, they get fully kicked out, as well as you. Oh my god, I just remembered. I'm stupid, even though I did it 2 seconds ago. We see them just get fully kicked out of France, and like, we see them eventually just like, that's great. We see a sweeping campaign happen through Slovakia, cutting them off, cutting the Romanics off. No, the Romanians. I don't know why it's the Romanics. The Romanians off from Poland. Oh. Eventually, the Czechians begin getting invaded from, and like they just instantly fall. The Polish fight with all their heart. They aren't going under another colonial power. Been under the Germans, been under the Russians, been under the Germans again, been under the Russians again, been under the Austrians. They've even been under the French previously. They're not going again. And that actually surprisingly works with, yeah, yeah, morale in Poland is extremely high. They manage to push back here, but don't actually enter into territory of France. Eventually, the Romanians get fully kicked out, and a campaign into the Carpathians is made. Eventually, it ends up looking like World War Two, no, World War One, and eventually it ends up looking like they're dead. And the British, well, they have one of the best navies. What the? Yep, the French have landed. Everybody run. Yeah, the Channel coast is just taken like nearly like within a few weeks. Wales gets taken. Scotland rebels away. We see the Irish join in so that they can. No. The Irish join in so that they can take Northern Ireland. And then eventually just like the British they aren't gonna win. And like the French just can't go into Poland. Like they're trying but they just can't. So they just decide to be like, hey, you can just like live. So yeah, that's the end of the French wars of France. And we can see a peace treaty which will look like this. With the French gaining. I'm just gonna just turn back on anti-analyzed. No, allies, because it's just easier to use, and I don't want to forget. We see them get all of Romania. We see them get the southern areas of Czechia and Slovakia. We see Cornwall, Wales, County Durham, this area, and Scotland gain independence. The Irish get Northern Irish. And the final thing we see is, well, the second final thing is Poland gains Czechia and Slovakia because they just. You saw how they like lived, right? That was all Polish troops. Like, out of, I'd say there were 273,000 troops. 704 of them were Czechian and Slovakian. So yeah, the French are like, you just deserve this. So yeah. Yeah, they also gain England. So yeah, this is the French Empire. Quite big. think we can all agree on that. It is extremely big. Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye.